You're welcome to yet another interesting section. Today we're going to be looking at some of the tools in Photoshop and what they are used for. So if you're here to subscribe to my channel, please, I would love you to do so. Without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. First, what we have here is our move tool. Move tool is used to move your canvas around. Let me zoom this backwards a little, Control minus or Command minus. Then you come to your right hand, your layer properties, and make sure you've unchecked this. Now you see, we use this to move. Now, that being said, you have an option of also creating multiple documents or layers in this particular environment. So what you do is that you have to go to your artboard. When you go to your artboard, you drag through, click on plus, either ways to go horizontally or you go vertically. You see, you can do your designs in this. Command Z or Control Z. Our next tool is mask tool. Click and drag through the subject you want to copy or cut. You can use backspace to delete this particular portion you've selected, so it's backspace. Or you're going to veer cut. Veer cut, it actually cuts that particular portion into another layer. Now we can see that it has actually cut it out, while the original layer does not have that particular portion we selected. So if we go to veer copy, Command Z, if we go to veer copy, it's going to copy the selected area into another layer. And like you can see, while you still have the original, we have the new selection into another layer, and then you still have the original. That being said, so we also have what we call the elliptical mask tool. The elliptical mask tool comes in an oval form or in a circular form. So other than coming in the rectangular form, it comes in an elliptical form, not more like a circular form, right? So the same thing applies. You veer copy and it copies into another layer while you have the original. This is the original, and then you have this cut. It's going to cut it into another layer. You see why the original layer has a transparent MC space, right? So that being said, we have another tool called our lasso tool. Lasso tool is used for selections. You try to connect lines together so as to actually cut out a particular area or copy out a particular area. So let's go, for instance, we have the first lasso. This is freehand because you don't have that option of clicking and trying to connect lines. You just drag through, and this is more of an artistic process used for drawing. So for the purpose of this class, let's just use it like this first. So once we want to cut out this particular area, once you've actually traced round and you're fine with what you want to do, you come to your layer properties and uncheck this lock symbol, and then remember our shortcut backspace for delete, or you right click on your keyboard, layer veer cut, right? So it has actually cut that portion out into another layer. So that being said, now layer veer copy too. If you wanted to copy it into another layer, Command Z to undo. Want to copy it into another layer, layer veer copy. So you see we have a copied area here, the portion we selected here, and we have the original. So right beneath this too, we also have a polygonal lasso tool, and this is like connecting lines together. We are trying to trace a particular portion and disconnect lines together. If you carefully take this through this cut, you see that you would be able to select it. You select it and either delete if you want to veer cut, Command Z. I have to group this, Control or Command E to merge together. Then you veer cut to right, and once you veer cut, you see that's taking that off, and then that's taking it off. You see the cut is now alone, but you have to carefully do this. However, I'm just crashing this together so that we understand. But for you to actually achieve a better result, you need to take your time and make sure you're doing the right thing. Now the shortcut for veer cut and veer copy. Veer cut is Shift Command or Shift Control J. while VL copy is Control or Command J. You get. Now we come to magic wing to Command D to deselect. Our magic wing 2 is also serves the same purpose with that of the lasso and polygonal, but it's just that it snaps its line. Yeah, it tries to work with the contrast of a particular portion, and like you can see, it's not going to, it's trying to make its necessary adjustment. But to have a straight line, you just hold alternate, click and go, hold alternate, click and go, hold alternate, click and go, and then you take it back to the portion where you started from. And if you were to delete that particular portion, backspace to delete, command shift command J to cut, or Control J to via copy. So that means it copies out a particular portion, like you can see, right? So that being said, let's go to the next two. We're going to go to the quick selection to magic wing 2 before we go to the object selection 2. The quick selection 2, like the name implies, is that other than using your hand, so these are more like a Photoshop built-in mechanism to automatically select an object out from a particular background. So so quick selection to, you just click, you see, other than you going to do your normal selection, it has a way of selecting it automatically. So you might want to make some adjustments, hold shift to add portions, right? Now once you get to here, you can use your lasso tool to maybe make some other adjustments, right? Use your lasso tool, you hold your shift to add, take it through, come back to this portion and bring it back to the point where you started. See, it has actually selected the subject. Control Shift J to veer cut, and like you can see, we have our subject or object actually cut out from the background for which it was in. So this is also applicable to your magic wing too. It actually selects particular area. It tries to identify areas that have similar colorations and then select. So let's make this let's try to make this 31 by 31 average and see what it does. Okay, now you see it has actually selected the brightest areas. If you want to add these other places, you hold your shift and then do that likewise, right? So that's what it does. So about this object selection tool, what you do is that you click and drag it through the object and leave it for a little time. Now you see, Photoshop was not able to do that because of the color variations, and then some places are extremely blurred. I think that's to some extent why he didn't achieve that in that picture. But let's look for another picture where we don't have more of this blown out places, and you see what is going to give to you. Just a moment. So let's uncheck this. Let's apply that on this picture and see what it gives to us. So you see, like you can see now, it has actually traced my subject, right? So you have the option of veer cutting or veer copying. Remember, veer cutting, now you see, is actually, wow, this is beautiful. It actually did trace it out. Back to what we were saying, we've actually covered this. Let's go to, this is crop tool. Crop tool is used to crop a particular section. Let's say you want to crop this to a particular dimension. Like you can see here, we have 4 by 4. Maybe I want to crop it to 5 by 5. Let's say 5 by 5. So once you've done that, you can hit OK. It has cropped it to 5 by 5. However, there are some other default settings here that you can choose depending on the preference. We also have the perspective. Perspective adjust whatever there is you're doing to a rectangular shape. So you see, right? So that being said, let's go to this other tool, frame tool. Frame tool is used for place holding image, more like a clip map. Let's use this as an instance. So we use this one. We drag it through here so that you understand what I mean. Drag it through here. Okay. Make sure it fits. We'll come to this property option and click. We'll go to embedded. Now this is the picture we want to place it in. If you want to make some adjustment, you want to take this that way, you see, you can actually do that, right? Why this is for the oval shape, this is also for a rectangular or square like shape. Likewise, just the same process. Just the same process, and you click and see it comes up, right? Let's delete that. So next we have here is the eyedropper tool. We pick. Now you see this color sample there. See the sample there. You see the sample there. Let's say you want to create a brush that you want to use this color, so you just pick. Once you've picked it, you go to right, you go to the brush, then you paint. You see, but the opacity is actually reduced. That's why you're not seeing that much. When we get there, I'll explain better. So eyedropper 2, we are going to leave 3D to color sample 2. You want to sample more than one colors. Why eye picker is for one color, you sample more than one colors, right? So you're seeing the various measurements and what have you, and you can put in these values to get these colors that you've actually sampled here. So that being said, right, let's go to ruler. Ruler is used to measure the distance of objects. We have our notes. You want to drop a note to white, so you drop it. So next we have here is our note, right? You want to drop a note white. So whenever the person comes to the note, he's going to see what you wrote here. You're going to see white. That's it. You want he or she to change this place to white. You come to the next two is what called healing tool. Healing tool is used to remove spots. Where can I find spots? Okay, let's assume that this is a spot and we want to remove that spot. You just click on our healing tool and then you see drag through, it takes it off. Put it together. Let's identify this wrinkle. We take it off. This wrinkle. We take it off. We take it off. Put it together. We take it off. So that's what it does. So that being said, you have your healing brush. You hold alternate just like the healing tool does. This I'm not really doing 100% because I'm trying to be as fast as possible while explaining this. Other than healing tool, why healing tool you just drag through. White spot will remove, but healing tool is to hold alternate and then you apply whatever effect there is you want. Right? That's what that does. So you have your patch tool. Patch tool likewise is also you click draw through and drag. You click draw through, drag. Right? So after you've done that, your content that way too. Content, it samples content, right? Let's unlock this first. Content that's actually sampled this content as, and then taking it out for you. Ctrl Z, Ctrl D. Eyedropper I used to remove maybe light red. There's red light in your eyes. You use that to remove it, but we don't have red. and color in our eyes, so we can't use that. Next we have is brush. Brush, like the name implies, is used to brush. Let's increase the opacity of this. We have pink here, so we draw through. It's for arts, so you might want a particular place to have a particular color. Maybe I want here, so to make that red. That's what it's used for drawing. The next is our pencil tool, more like a freehand tool for writing, right? Okay, so that being said, we have color replacement too. We want to replace this color with red, or with, let me use a color close to it. uh, Pick that color and you see what it does, right? You see what it does? Actually replacing the color with this. Okay, so that being said, we have a mixer brush. A mixer brush, for those that are touching, mixer brush is used to, when you're applying your frequency separation, you use your mixer brush to brush your skin tone so as to make your skin pop and rich, right? Why it's divided into skin tone, your skin tone and texture, but your mixer brush is used for. So it's used to actually smoothen or beautify images. So for this purpose, let me just do a quick run on it. You just right. Okay, let's clean this. Let's clean our brush so that it doesn't have anything and just drag through. You get, mixer brush gives you the option of brushing on the transparent surface without any paint. But however, you can still load it up if you want it, and you see all of this comes onto. Right, so that is about the mixer brush. So next we have is our clone stamp. Like the name implies, clones. You clone. Okay, rather I want to pattern clone. So pattern clone is it clones a pattern. A pattern is an already built-in shape, or maybe a tree, an already built-in shape or a picture that you've saved as a pattern. You want that to be applicable in a particular area. You just go here, select, like you can see, we select, I want this guy to have money. You see, he has money. Now, he has money. So I cloned the money on his eyes. I cloned the currencies on his eyes. You can also use this to clone too. You see, he has double eyes. You can hold alternate, sample from here and clone here, sample from here and clone here likewise. So next we have is next we have here is healing brush. Healing brush is to actually undo whatever damage you've done before. Let's see parameter control. We've done this. We can use a healing brush to undo that healing. So you see, it takes it off, brings it back to its original state. So we have our art brush. It gives you this artistic kind of effect. You can actually change this to get your most preferred. You might want to play with the opacity likewise too, to make sure that I think the feeling is given. Oh, it's beautiful. Like, I want it to have this artistic expression. So that being said, then so you have our eraser, like the name implies, eraser. Uncheck this. It's used to erase particular areas of we code in a way say we want to erase this. So you have other options of erasing, say erase background. Still the same option for erasing. You want it to erase background, right? Okay. So now we have So you see the next the next option we have here is erase background. It's used to erase just areas that are outside the background, areas that are outside the subject, just the background. But you do this by, once you've clicked on erase background, you come to find edge, and then you make sure your pointer is outside the subject, and just do it like that. You see? And then that's what that is used for. So the next we have here is also an eraser tool. It picks particular areas and erase. Does that in It does that in a selected way. So outside that, we have our gradient tool. Gradient tool is used to create background, or used to create gradient effect, what have you, for color grading backgrounds. And then maybe you want to create a gradient effect right beneath this image. So we've clicked on our gradient. We come here, you see that our gradient is you can actually change this color stop to a different color stop. Let's make it maybe green, and then we drag. So you see the effect it gives, right? I think that's beautiful. Very good. That's beautiful. So we also have our color picker. Color picker, you want to change this color, right? You pick a color and you drag through. You see, it selects a particular area and applies that effect on that area. So you get, so that's what it does. It picks particular colors and fills it in. So we have we are living our 3D. The next one we have is our blur sharpening sponge. Blur, just like the name implies. I want to blur my eyes a little. So let me increase the strength so that it's going to be visible. You see what I'm doing? Whoa, Jesus. Whoa, that was too much. So let's reduce it a little. So you can see it has actually blurred the image. You want to sharpen likewise. If that place is blur, want to sharpen, you see it's actually sharpen the eyes. Now we've seen the effects actually sharpen the eyes. So sponge, it creates this funny kind of effect. I see what it's doing to my face. You can actually keep more of this with your liquify under your filter. You see liquify. You can actually alternate this better there. So you have your sponge, have your dodge, and you have your bone. You have your dodge, and you have your here. You have your dodge and you have your bone. So your dodge is actually used to whitening. Dodge is used for highlight. While bone is used for shadows, dark areas. Want to darken, right? So we have our sponge. Our sponge is used to brighten or darken likewise, maybe particularly the area of the lip. We just bring it, you see, it's making more whiter or a little bit brighter. If you want to darken, desaturate, remove. You see the effect it actually gives you. I just have seen these effects, right? So next we have here is our pen tool. Pen tool is used to create shape. Bring back once you're done. Click make shape. to actually create a shape. You can actually change the color of the shape by coming to the shape thumbnail. Once you come here, you make your preference color you want. And that's about that. Okay, let's still stay on shape. So under the shape you have different things it does. You have curvature. Curvature is when you want to create, it gives you that room to create a circle shape. It goes in curve. That's how that part goes in curve. It helps you create part selection, and it also helps you create shape. So that being said, we have type 2 T used for typing. This is used for typing. So we type, right? This is horizontal. If you want to type vertical too, when you come to this option, you're going to see a room for vertical. So next we have here is, if you have a shape, you want to make certain adjustment in your parts. P is the shortcut. You actually join the parts. Make shape. So you want to make some adjustments. You could use this from here. Make those adjustments. You want to move it around. Come here and move the shape to wherever there is you want. So that being said, T is for typing. We have our custom shapes. These are shapes. You want to find different shapes here: rectangle, eclipse. If you want your eclipse to be more like a circle, you'd hold shift and drag through. You see, no matter what you do, it doesn't change form. Right? So you have polygon, you have straight line, you have custom shapes, which includes star, includes different kinds of, and once you've clicked on this, you can actually change them here. You come to this place and you change, you see the shape of an elephant, right? We have all of these shapes there, and you can change the color likewise too. You come here to your color thumbnail, layer thumbnail. You come to your layer thumbnail and click on your preferred color, and you see, if you want to select this, you just go to your move to click on it, come to layer thumbnail, change it. You see, now I've changed that. Okay, that being said, let's check. This is your freehand tool is used to move your canvas around. Move it around whichever way you can. The shortcut for this is holding space on your space bar on your keyboard, and the space key on your keyboard rather, and actually clicking your mouse and moving it either ways, right? And you might want to rotate it vertically. I mean, you might want to rotate it horizontally. Likewise, you just come to this other option, and you come to this other option, click. You see, and do whatever there is you want to do. Once you're done with whatever there is you want to do, once you're done with whatever there is you want to do, you come back there, click on reset view, and there we go. You got it. So the moment you click this, right, and it takes you, you can take it to whatever degree you want. 50 degrees. You can take it to whatever degrees you want, 50 or negative 50. You get, and make whatever stuff you want to do. Once you're done, you click on reset view, right, and that's about that. You hold shifts, You hold shift and click on the very last shape, and then and click on the very you hold shift and click on the very last shape, and you move to, and then everything goes off. To zoom in, you hold alternate to zoom in, alternate and click to zoom in, then zoom out without the alternate. You want to modify your tools, and you have a default, maybe it came with a default settings and you want to modify it in such a way it suits whatever there is you're doing, right? You might come here to do all of those changes. Once you're done, you hit done, and then that's it. So our foreground and our background, you want to change your foreground, you want to change your background. So this is how you do it. You click on the color palette here, click on the color picker, and then you make the necessary adjustments. Likewise here, make necessary adjustments. And this also has a way of working with your gradient too. Shortcut for gradient too is G option. So you see one of our red. Let's change to red. Now let's go. The foreground has a way of working with your gradient. So there we go. We're done. So you want to return this to a default settings. You click on D and it changes to black and white. This is for maxing. You want to max a particular area. So once you're done, max, it hides it, just that particular. So this for maxing. You want to max a particular area. You click on it. Let's assume this is what we want to max. I'll click on max. So it hides the other. A maxing means basically hiding a particular surface. So this is either any screen mode you want full, you want to change your screen mode to full, or any of those. So F to come back. So thank you guys. If you actually find this interesting, I would love you to drop a comment. Thank you very much.